Your website shows the building. It can tell you who's ready to buy. Most boutique developers have a website. Most boutique developers are losing buyers they never knew were serious. Those two facts are connected. Hi, I'm Andy. We build digital sales centers for boutique developers at Wow Design. And in this video, I'll show you why your website can only show buyers the building and what a digital sales center does that your website never can. So what your website actually does and what it doesn't do. So what buyers do on your website. On your website, buyers are probably able to look at photos, download a floor plan to PDF, and fill out the form. Maybe. What is your website telling you now? So it's basically telling you nothing. A contact form submission, and that's it. No unit preference, no return visits, no idea if the buyer who just left was serious or just browsing. Your website is a one-way broadcast. You talk, buyers listen, then they leave, and you have no idea what they thought. So what happens next in real life? So this is a blind lead, right? The buyer goes cold, and maybe he silently revisits your website again. This isn't a follow-up problem, it's a visibility problem. So you're flying blind on the most important decision your buyer is making. This is an invisible buyer. Like, your sales team gets a lead, name and email, no context, they call, the buyer says, still looking, or he doesn't even pick up. So meanwhile, the same buyer went back to your site 3 times this week. They looked at a unit 4B, for example, twice. They spent 6 minutes on the pricing page, and your team had no idea. The lead goes cold and the deal dies. How does the shift look like from broadcasting to listening? A digital sales center isn't a better looking website. It's a two-way environment. Buyers explore, and everything they do tells you something. 3 layers make this work. They stack on top of each other. Layer 1 is the digital twin, so it's your explorable inventory. Layer 2 are behavioral signals. Whatever they do, we track it, you get it in your CRM, you know what they were doing and what they are interested in. Layer 3 is automated response. In the second they send you a request for any unit and leave their data, we immediately have a system set up that sends them an immediate confirmation and what to do next. No 24 or 48 hours of waiting. What your inventory looks like versus what it could do. So your website just shows the building, but a digital sales center lets buyers decide if they want to buy. Your website is static and opaque. Buyers see photos, download PDFs, they need to call for availability and pricing, and most leave without taking the next step. Versus Digital Sales Center are interactive and transparent. Buyers explore floor by floor, unit by unit, live availability, real pricing, floor plans, views. Self-qualify on their own time, no call needed. Remember, like 70% of a buyer's decision happens before they ever contact your sales team. If they can't explore the inventory on their own terms and their own pace, you're invisible during the most critical window. What your website tells you right now versus what you actually need to know. So your website has blind spots, a name, an email, maybe a contact form submission, that's it. Digital Sales Center shows you a lot of buyer insights. So which units they viewed, how many times they returned, which floor plan held their attention for 12 minutes, whether they compared 2 units side by side, or if they submitted interest at 9 p.m. on Tuesday. That's not just a lead, that's a buyer profile in your CRM automatically before your team ever picks up the phone. Your website gives your sales team a name and email. A digital sales center gives them a conversation worth having. What happens the moment a buyer submits interest? With your website, the form lands in an inbox, someone replies in 24 to 48 hours, sometimes even longer. By then, the buyer has likely talked to 2 other projects and your call starts from 0 if you even get a call. With the Digital Sales Center, the moment they submit interest, an automated sequence starts. It starts with an instant confirmation, it highlights the specific unit they spent the most time on, and shows them clear next steps. This provides a warm handoff to your team before the buyer even opens the next tab. The deal goes to whoever responds first. So, If your competitor has this and you don't, you're losing deals you never knew you were in. Two salespeople, same product, two very, very, very different phone calls. So let's head through the website call. So your sales team is pretty much flying blind. They have no clue what's happening. Your rep picks up the phone, something like, "Hi, I saw you were interested in our development. Can I answer any questions?" Buyers generically reply, "Still looking," or "I'm not interested anymore," or you have to start the call totally from scratch. You don't have any intent data about the buyer, where to start, what to do. Call ends in probably 90 seconds. You didn't have connection, no insight. Versus a call with the digital sales center is informed and targeted. You have all the data before you ever call them. Your rep already knows this buyer looked at the penthouse floor 3 times this week, so he's very interested in that. They spent the most time comparing the two corner units, so hey, this buyer is interested in the corner units. They submitted interest at 9 p.m. on a Monday, so hey, even on the evening, they looked into it. They were interested. They are serious about it. And then the call starts. "Hey, I saw you were looking at the corner units on the top floor. What questions do you have about the layout?" Immediate relevant conversation that starts and builds trust and value for the buyer. So this is the same sales team, the same product, but completely different conversations. Your website gets you seen. That's good. But a digital sales center tells you who's ready to buy and what to say when you call them. It's so much more benefit. And selling 1 to 2 months faster doesn't just feel good. You know it. It has a real number attached to it. Construction financing, holding cost, interest. Every month you're sitting on unsold units costs money. So we built a free calculator for exactly that. See what selling out 1 to 6 months faster is actually worth on your specific project. Enter your numbers and get your result. Link below in the description. So what's next? I'm Andy Bittner, founder of Wow Design. We build digital sales centers for real estate boutique developers, so your sales team knows who's ready to buy before they ever pick up the phone. If you want to see a live demo and see the digital sales center in action, buyer exploration, intent tracking, automated follow-up, everything, book your walkthrough, link in the description below. If you want to work together, running pre-sales on a project already and want to stop selling blind, let's talk. Book your call with the link in the description. And please subscribe to my channel, pre-sales, buyer behavior, and what's actually working in digital real estate sales every week. Follow along.